My name's Don Tapscott. The CBC I Want is a national, public, interactive, rich media, collaborative platform to enable a great conversation in this country. I was at a meeting of the Aspen Institute, and Canadian Chrystia Freeland was interviewing Robert Rubin, big mucky muck in the U.S. government and economy. And Rubin was crying the blues about how, with the breakdown of the media in the United States, there's a huge polarization and anybody can follow any point of view. I guess the argument being that we can all end up in these little self-reinforcing echo chambers where the purpose of information is not to inform us, but it's to give us comfort. And Chrystia, being a Canadian, mused, I wonder if you had a public broadcaster like the BBC or the CBC, if that would make a difference. And Rubin said, well, we have NPR. And Chrystia explains, well, actually, the CBC is different. It's really a platform that reaches out to all Canadians, and it's generally viewed as a fairly neutral basis to have a real conversation in the country. And Rubin says, you know, that actually could make a difference in solving this most fundamental problem in American society, which is the total polarization and balkanization of opinion. So people think the digital revolution makes a public broadcaster less important. Au contraire, it's more important. Furthermore, my CBC needs to reinvent itself to become a truly interactive multimedia platform. And the viewer and listener, to me, become users. They become active participants in the whole process of trying to understand the issues of our ever-growing and complex world. And of course, the technology will transform the CBC, and it should too. I mean, it won't be long before we watch Hockey Night in Canada, brought to you by the CBC on your living room floor. And you see the players going around, and you get to stop the action, and you can be your own commentator on the show. And if you're really good, or your kid is really good, they may replace Don Cherry, if he's still around. So the media becomes more interactive, it becomes more collaborative, it becomes more social, it becomes true multimedia, and it becomes a platform for Canada for the 21st century. That's why I think that we need to protect the CBC, invest in the CBC, and help the CBC go through this transition from being a traditional broadcaster to a public media company for the 21st century.